Hey guys, welcome to Silicon Valley Girl. Today we're going to talk about top business ideas in 2024. And I don't want to give you some obvious ideas that you can think about yourself, like drop shipping on Amazon or starting an Airbnb. That seems pretty obvious, but I want to focus on the latest trends and new technologies that are expanding around the world. The world is changing and your business idea has to stay relevant for the next few years. And there is something I want you to remember before we go into this video. You need to choose a market that is growing and that is big. The thing is, you put the same amount of effort into building $1 billion company and building a several $100,000 company. I live in Silicon Valley and I see so many entrepreneurs every day. I talk to them every day. And the ones who chose the right market are building the $1 billion companies. And the ones who chose the market that is shrinking, they are losing in the long run. And because of that, I also base my research on how big the market is, how fast it's growing. I also decided to rank my business ideas. We're gonna start with the ones that are kind of harder to start because I'm going to talk about robotics, I'm going to talk about AI and VR, and in the second part of this video, I will talk about ideas that are kind of easy to start over a weekend. So please watch this video up to the very end to make sure you've seen all of the ideas I've prepared for you. And before we dive into idea number 14, I wanted to let you know, guys, that I have an email list where we'll share more about business ideas and making money online. Please subscribe. The link will be down in the description. And here we go, my top business ideas for 2024. Number 14, robotic housekeepers. This is something that Elon Musk has already announced. He stated that humans have to be ready to coexist with AI and robots. While the idea of robotic housekeepers is still in the research and development phase, Musk's vision aligns with the potential for AI and robotics to transform domestic activities. I already see I can visualize a robot in my home, watering flowers, mopping the floors. Oh my God, this is something I love doing myself, but not on a daily basis. So it would be great to have that type of help. The consumer robotics market, including household cleaning robots, is experiencing significant growth. The market is projected to reach a valuation of $76 billion by 2032, with cleaning robots expected to generate maximum revenue and contribute to stress reduction and time savings for customers. So if you're excited about robotics, look into this market. Number 13, monitoring gadgets and robots for the elderly. I promise this is the last type of robot we're going to discuss, but I just find it so interesting how the world is changing. So first of all, we have longer lifespan, and there is a problem of an aging population and shortage of caregivers in the US. And at the same time, we have this growing robotics market, right? So according to the US Census Bureau, the older population grew by almost 40% from 2010 to 2020, reaching 55 million, which represents 16% of the total population. And these seniors need care. Some of them need someone to watch over them, even 24 hours a day. It can be a very difficult and expensive task if humans are involved. So advanced gadgets and robots for monitoring and contact with seniors can be big help here. I have a friend who actually started developing a startup where there was a camera tracking elderly movements, and it could actually tell whether an elderly person fell or something irregular happened, and it notified this person's relatives or, caregivers. But that was several years ago before the AI, and I can see how this could be a huge idea now. So unfortunately, they gave up on that idea, but I feel like if they started this year, it could have a cool potential, especially, being acquired by a robotic company later on. The use of AI in this context has potential to revolutionize elderly care by facilitating independent living while ensuring timely assistance and support when needed. This market has a valuation of $2.5 billion right now, but it's projected that it's going to grow to $8 billion in 2033. Remember how I told you always be in the growing market, and it's only going to grow. Number 12, there's another exciting market that is being revolutionized by AI. It's actually the study and discovery of new drugs. The AI drug discovery market is experiencing significant growth, with the global market size valued at $1 billion in 2022, and it's expected to grow at a 30% rate from 2024 to 2030. An interesting example of the use of AI in drug discovery is the protein structure prediction tool AlphaFold. Research researchers use it to identify hundreds of thousands of potential new psychedelic molecules, which could help to develop new kinds of antidepressants. The potential for AI to revolutionize the drug discovery process is evident, and the growing market size indicate a promising business model for companies operating in this space. We already see how AI analyzes X-rays, your test results, and here we see an even deeper application of AI. Number 11, zero waste delivery services. With the development of e-commerce activity and the growing population of online shopping, Americans are collectively spending, attention, over $1 trillion on e-commerce purchases in a year. The average American receives 3.5 packages per week. In my case, it's like 3 packages a day, which translates to approximately 182 packages a year. Just imagine how much packaging is used just to deliver things and then thrown away. And you've probably seen this online where, Amazon sends you something really small, but it has to be in this huge box full of plastic bags, right? It is not environmentally friendly, but so far no radical solution to this problem has been found. According to a report by Precedence Research, the zero waste packaging market size is predicted to reach around $4.6 billion by 2033, and its growth rate is around 9%. This growth is driven by the increasing demand for sustainable packaging techniques and the expansion of consumer goods business. There are also zero waste grocery stores. There's a lot going on in the space, so pay attention to it. Now moving on to idea number 10, VR content. VR technology is advancing rapidly, especially given the wave of hype with Apple Vision Pro glasses right now, and the VR content niche is still a bit empty. And when I was trying Apple Vision Pro, we actually got a pair for ourselves, but we couldn't return it. The thing is, one of the applications that I see is actually spatial video, but we don't have this content yet. So when you wear Apple Vision Pro, you can see some demos, but what if it's actual spatial video where you can, kind of be in the same room with your kids? We don't have that content yet. iPhone 15 can actually shoot that type of content. So my prediction is there will be this movement towards spatial videos, especially on platforms like YouTube, Netflix, etc. For now, we only have the first version of Apple Vision Pro, but it's only going to get better and it's going to become more and more convenient. So when many people will have such VR glasses, there will be a need for some kind of new VR Instagram or YouTube. So two takeaways from here: you can either build your own platform, you can build technology that helps with VR videos, or you can start thinking of becoming a VR creator. The VR content market size is projected to reach $3.1 billion in 2024 and grow, attention, at 46% to reach $20 billion by 2029. As a creator, I'm already thinking of, creating those spatial videos just in case. Remember when 4K was introduced, how it was pushed by the algorithm, and a lot of people who started shooting in 4K, they were surfaced by the algorithm. I think the same is going to happen very soon with spatial videos. Once YouTube releases an app for Apple Vision Pro, there will be a growing demand for spatial videos, and you can be one of the first. Take this idea. I will take it for myself as well. The market's growth is influenced by content diversity, such as gaming and education. Okay, number 9, sustainable fashion rental platforms. Clothing rental services are the future of fashion world, in my opinion, especially how I see people use clothes. They put a dress on for Halloween and then it's either waiting for the next Halloween or it's not being used at all. And especially more and more people buying outfits for creating content. We just see how much demand there is for clothes that could be worn more than 2 times. And if you remember, guys, a couple of years ago, I talked about digital fashion. I invested in a startup called TrustX, which allows you to wear digital clothing. For now, there is not too much application for it, but there is definitely a lot of application for rental services in fashion. One of the advantages of this business is that it's a subscription model, and subscription model always wins because you can predict your demand, because you can make your product stickier instead of constantly investing in marketing. An example you can study for inspiration in this niche is Rent the Runway company. They reported a revenue of $296 million for the fiscal year of 2022, which represented a 40% increase year over year. The company also announced that it had achieved a record high of 140,000 active subscribers in 2023, which is again a 25% growth. I think they're going to report it soon, but they expect it to make 330 million in 2023. Another tip from you guys as a business owner, when I look at the market, I always try to see how much the biggest players are making, because when you start a small business, you kind of aim to become like maybe 1% of a bigger business. So when you see companies like Rent the Runway, that kind of indicates that the market is mature, that it's growing, that there is demand, because it's really hard to come up with something brand new. It's always easier to penetrate a market that already exists, where you see the demand, and so you start growing with the market. Number 8, we started this video with robots, and another business idea that I discovered is called a robots store. So the thing is, robots are still in the early stages of development. More and more of them are in demand. So we basically have something here in Silicon Valley, which is a specialized store that sells robots or some specific species of robots. So the way those stores make money is not by actually selling. They actually charge robot companies a subscription so that they can display their products in their stores. And I think it's a genius business idea, especially now when people are willing to discover new technology, but maybe they're not willing to buy right away. What we've seen with Apple Vision Pro, some people got it, but a lot of people just went to Apple stores to schedule demos. Same is going to happen to all of the new developments in the robotics market, where, ideally you come to a space where you can test all the robots and decide whether you want one or not. So the most popular robots right now are cleaning robots, robots for children, and articulated robots. Also, very interesting types of robots are cobots. Of course, there are also industrial robots and robots used for entertainment. Number 7, remote health services. What I don't understand is how in 2024 healthcare services are still so unoptimized and kind of inaccessible to a huge number of people, especially if we're talking about the US. You know how expensive it is, how inconvenient it can be to get treatment here. So of course, more and more people prefer remote visits. I honestly have some doctors who are actually abroad because it's easier for me to communicate with them, because I can't really communicate with our doctors here in the US. I have to go through the nurse, and they always tell me like, oh, give us a 24-hour window to answer a question. And normally, because I have 2 small kids, I want an answer right now, like, what's this rash? I don't want to go to urgent care. I just want a doctor to quickly look at it and say whether it's something urgent or not. So because I couldn't find the right healthcare for my kids, I still have some doctors abroad who are willing to help me at any time of day. And it costs a fraction of what we pay here for insurance. And every time I do this, I think this could be a cool business idea for the US, where you just contact a doctor, and not like a service that connects you to a random doctor. There's this thing called concierge medicine here, and one of my friends has it, and it's like $25,000 a year for you to be able to text your doctor. Like, this is crazy. It's a top doctor and he has all of the connections, but still, I know that in other countries it's like, I don't know, $20 per call. So this problem is slowly beginning to be solved by telemedicine and remote consultation services, but the demand still far exceeds the supply. The global remote healthcare market is projected to reach a value of 25 billion in 2030 and almost 40 billion in 2032. And the annual growth is almost 20%. So look at it. Number 6, AI sales. Sales through AI is definitely one of the next big things that will change your business processes forever. And whoever takes over this market and offers the best AI sales automation solution will 100% win, because AI can help prioritize personalization, analyze available information about prospects, and create targeted strategies that speak to their needs. And it's not only about interaction with customers, it's also about finding the prospect. The global sales intelligence market size was valued at 2.9 billion in 2022. This market is already 3 billion, and it's only going to grow. Number 5, AI tools implementation consulting. I just talked to my husband, and the new video tool Sarah has been just released, and we've been talking a lot like, what do you do when AI is progressing at such a fast pace? Like, we knew this was going to come out, but we thought it was going to come out in 2025, 2026. And I was talking to him and I was like, what's the best course of action for regular people? And I think the best course of action is to study whatever is trending in your market, in your niche. And there is a market connected with that is called AI Tools Implementation Consulting. So basically, if you are the one who studies all the tools, like I can study all the AI tools for creators, I could later on consult independent creators or media companies on how they could implement AI tools and services in their business. Because often entrepreneurs and creators continue to spend thousands, sometimes millions of dollars on human labor because they simply don't understand that AI can already do the job. Like research, I use Perplexity. I'm gonna use Sarah for B-roll. We're using Midjourney for some thumbnails or some B-roll photos. And basically, an AI consultant analyzes the structure of a company and proposes strategy on how to optimize through new AI tools. And you might say, but Marina, wouldn't there be another AI assistant who would consult you on how to use AI tools? Honestly, I don't know, but this market is already 55 billion and is expected to grow to 450 billion in 2031. Okay, number 4 is actually a consumer-facing business with excellent service, and I want to just, inspire you guys. If you're an offline person and you think like AI robots, okay, but there are day-to-day things that are not fixed yet. Like it's so hard to find a healthy place to eat. And it's my personal pain that the US is so far behind European countries in terms of service. And if there is a good restaurant or beauty salon with beautiful interior, fine dishes, and excellent service at the European level, there is immediately a full occupancy and prices are 3 times higher than average because the supply is almost non-existent and the demand is huge. So please, if you want to open an offline business with excellent service, text me. I'm ready to be your first customer in the US, but I think we really need it. I feel like the US, I know that it was initially a country where immigrants came to make money. They didn't care about, porcelain mugs or plates. But honestly, I feel like we as a society are moving towards appreciating the beauty, appreciating the luxuries, and I miss that. Even like I was talking to some of my friends and they were comparing Ritz-Carltons here in the US and in Europe, and they said like the devil is in the details. If you go to Ritz-Carlton Paris, all of the dishes, they will be piece of art. Here in Ritz-Carlton, it's just something average. I never noticed that myself, but when they told me that, I started noticing those details. Okay, now we are approaching top 3 business ideas for 2024 in terms of how easy it is to start them. Number 3 is drop servicing. So it's similar to drop shipping. You can outsource services to others and take commission on sales. And when I say others, I also mean AI. And this can be anything from graphic design, copywriting, virtual assistant, or video editing services to translation and much more. Great places to sell such services are Fiverr and Upwork, and I just started outsourcing my video editing to India. I found amazing people who started a company editing videos for American creators, and the price is unbeatable. And it's still the market, and I'm pretty sure a lot of editors are using AI tools to make their job faster. Number 2, this is a trend for 2024, and it's called art pancakes. Remember how boba tea started taking over the Western world? Here's another idea from the East. Art pancakes are popular food and entertainment from Thailand, which could be the next boba tea or take over the American market. It looks like a huge stove with a bunch of cans of colored dough, and kids can draw themselves a pancake and eat it. It's both delicious and fun. There are also pancake artists who can make real pieces of art out of the batter. My parents live in Thailand and they've been living there for 4 years now, and it's just incredible how many ideas we can take from Thailand to the US. The market for art pancakes is diverse, ranging from traditional handcrafted pancakes art to technological innovations like 3D printed pancakes. And number 1, of course, it has to be AI, and of course it has to be connected with content, just because I notice how many content creators are there on the market right now and how easy it is to be surfaced by the algorithm if you're just starting out but you know how to create good content. There's something that changed my life a lot in the past year. I'm already using AI's automatic video translation, video editing, and experimenting with video thumbnails that AI makes from scratch. And even though new services for creators are popping up every day, this market is still just starting out. The AI content generation market is expected to reach almost $6 billion by 2029. There are still a lot of unmet needs. There are manual edits, Photoshop, etc., and you can definitely carve out a niche for yourself. Products that started started in this niche a couple of years ago are now taking off in terms of users and revenue. For example, and it talked about this, the app is called HeyGen, an app I use regularly. They reached 1 million in annual recurring revenue in March. And in October, they already made $10 million. That's 2023. When I first discovered them, I just loved their feature when they translated everything into a different language and it sounded super naturally. And you know, the technology and the demand is there. So today they're making $18 million according to Forbes. It's super inspiring how you can start a company from scratch and grow so fast. Again, we are in 2024. Everything is speeding up. You have to take action. You have to start experimenting and you have to fail. Like fail 5 times and then come back to this video and pick another business idea. It's really important that you act. I feel like a lot of people are thinking, I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, I'm gonna start later, it's not the time. Well, start now, fail, and learn something. Thank you so much for watching this video up to the very end. I hope it inspired you to start a business. The world is evolving because of entrepreneurs, scientists, and mothers. Thank you so much. Please send this video to someone who's starting a business, and I'll see you very soon on this channel. Bye.